Welcome to Section 4 of the IELTS Listening Test with Brett as I show you step by step how to do this amazingly, perfectly, correctly, quickly, whatever. I show you all my tips, my strategies. You get to watch me use it and see how I got my answers, okay? So let's begin with Section 4 today, our last 10 questions. The last section is usually the most difficult, but let's make it easy. Let's do this well. Help me, all right? So what do we do first? Yes, you remember correctly. We read the title, Mass Strandings of Whales and Dolphins. What is a stranding? A stranding is when something or someone is left. They are stuck all by themselves. They are stranded and they need help. No more than 2 words. Step 2, understand the instructions. No more than 2 words. I like that. It makes it a little bit simple. 2 words, that's it. All I have to think about. Of course, 1 word is correct also. So let's do this. 31 through 40, look at this. It looks like they are all together in the same group, right? But again, listen to the audio instructions first. What questions will they have us do with the first audio track? Will it be 31 through 40 or will it be 31 through 35? And then we have another 30-second break to read the questions and then 36 through 40. Listen and find out, okay? So actually this time, instead of doing all of the keywords and reading these before the audio starts, I want you to see me do it in real time, okay? I'm going to play the audio and I'm not going to speak while I do these keywords. Well, maybe I will, but I will do these in the short time that they give you so you can see what I do. All right?
First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, with some of you about to go out on field work, it's timely that in this afternoon's session I'll be sharing some ideas about the reasons why groups of whales and dolphins sometimes swim ashore from the sea right onto the beach and, most often, die in what are known as mass strandings. Unfortunately, this type of event is a frequent occurrence in some of the locations that you'll be travelling to, where sometimes the tide goes out suddenly, confusing the animals. However, there are many other theories about the causes of mass strandings. The first is that the behaviour is linked to parasites. It's often found that stranded animals were infested with large numbers of parasites. For instance, a type of worm is commonly found in the ears of dead whales. Since marine animals rely heavily on their hearing to navigate, this type of infestation has the potential to be very harmful. Another theory is related to toxins or poisons. These have also been found to contribute to the death of many marine animals. Many toxins, as I'm sure you're aware, originate from plants or animals. The whale ingests these toxins in its normal feeding behaviour, but whether these poisons directly or indirectly lead to stranding and death seems to depend upon the toxin involved. In 1988, for example, 14 humpback whales examined after stranding along the beaches of Cape Cod were found to have been poisoned after eating tuna that contained saxitoxin, the same toxin that can be fatal in humans. Alternatively, it has also been suggested that some animals strand accidentally by following their prey ashore in the confusion of the chase. In 1995, David Thurston monitored pilot whales that beached after following squid ashore. However, this idea does not seem to hold true for the majority of mass strandings because examination of the animal's stomach contents revealed that most had not been feeding as they stranded. There are also some new theories which link strandings to humans. A growing concern is that loud noises in the ocean cause strandings. Noises such as those caused by military exercises are of particular concern and have been pinpointed as the cause of some strandings of late. One of these, a mass stranding of whales in 2000 in the Bahamas, coincided closely with experiments using a new submarine detection system. There were several factors that made this stranding stand out as different from previous strandings. This led researchers to look for a new cause. For one, all the stranded animals were healthy. In addition, the animals were spread out along 38 kilometres of coast, whereas it's more common for the animals to be found in a group when mass strandings occur. A final theory is related to group behaviour and suggests that sea mammals cannot distinguish between sick and healthy leaders and will follow sick leaders, even to an inevitable death. This is a particularly interesting theory, since the whales that are thought to be most social, the toothed whales, are the group that strand the most frequently. The theory is also supported by evidence from a dolphin stranding in 1994. Examination of the dead animals revealed that, apart from the leader, all the others had been healthy at the time of their death. Without one consistent theory, however, it is very hard for us to do anything about this phenomenon except to assist animals where and when we can. Stranding networks have been established around the world to aid in rescuing animals and collecting samples from those that could not be helped. I recommend John Connor's Marine Mammals Ashore as an excellent starting point if you're interested in finding out more about these networks or establishing one yourself.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answer.
All right, so we have finished. I told you. For me, these are a little bit easier, even though they are supposed to be more difficult. But I like these. I do well at these. Which ones do you do well on? Leave a comment. I'm curious to know. But there were two of these that were tricky for me. I think you probably noticed which ones. 31 was tied. I'm sure about that, but it didn't say change quickly. It actually didn't use a paraphrase even. It said, the tide can go out. Instead of common, it said frequent, I remember. What else? 32 was tricky too. I wrote worms, and you can do this too. I thought, is it worms? I wrote it there, and I waited, listened a little bit more. If I didn't hear anything better, that was going to be my answer. But I realized the better answer was hearing, because then it finally told me they depend on that to navigate. And I think they said navigate as a verb instead of a noun. And it makes sense. Some parasites can affect marine animals' hearing. It wouldn't make sense can affect marine animals' worms. That doesn't make sense. So I think we got the right answer. 33, this was pretty easy. It was just two answers. Poisons from plants or animals. They use pretty much the same words there. 34. I remember they said they had not been feeding. So instead of the past tense here, they were using the past perfect, but same meaning. We're not feeding. 35, that was pretty easy. Noises, they said a few times. Noises from military test. 36, 37, these were actually they were easy because of my underlining my key words. If not, I think those would have been difficult. All of them were healthy. So it says we're all healthy. In the audio, they said all of them were healthy, something like that in a different order. In 37, they really said something different. I don't remember. They said usually they are spread out across 36 kilometers, something like that. When usually they are together in a group, something like that. So I realized they weren't in a group. That's what was unusual. What did they didn't say unusual. They said strange, I think. Do you remember? 38, this was the hardest one for me. They said social, and they also gave a specific species name, a specific type of whales that I don't remember. But I just know social would fit grammatically in this sentence. The name of the species wouldn't. So if it was the name of the species, it would say species of whales called and whatever it was. I think this answer is correct. 39, this one is correct. They said all of them were healthy except the leader. And sometimes the answer comes before, or the word you need to write comes before they actually give the answer. And you really have to pay attention and really understand what they're saying. And that was true in 39. They said, instead of only, they said except, if I remember right. Number 40, they said networks at the beginning without talking about this, and it just made me think like that's probably the answer. It gives information about stranding networks. I wrote it here. Again, if I didn't hear anything better, I was going to try that as my answer, but they did say it again later. They talked about this type of networks. If you're interested in that, check out this book. So I feel very confident that was our answer too. So let's check these. I feel very good about all of them except maybe the social one, 38 I think it was. We have tide, we have hearing. They show some other answers are correct here, ear and ears. 33, plants, animals. Also they have fish and fishes. I don't remember hearing that. But okay, 34, feeding, yes. 35, noise or noises is correct. 36, healthy. 37, group, yes. So far, so good, guys. 38, social. 39, leader. Hey, I got social. And 40, network or networks. So I think we completed this listening test with a perfect score. Yes, I have done this test before. I've done so many practice tests, but I don't remember the answers. I'm doing this with you together using my own strategy, and I hope that that encourages you because it really works. It really works. And you might think, okay, Brett, you are a native English teacher, well, a native English speaker, plus you are an English teacher and an IELTS teacher. Of course you got a 9. I promise you that is not true. I can give this test, and I will have videos of that, giving IELTS tests to native English speakers, and they do not get 9s. I promise you they don't. Very, 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 very rarely do they. Because you need to prepare, you need to study, you need to practice, and you need IELTS skills. English skills alone is not enough. You show up to the IELTS exam and take this, and you will say, whoa, I was not ready for that. That was difficult. And even if you are, if I lost focus for 1 second, I could miss an answer on the listening test. So you have to have an incredible focus for the entire, basically 3-hour exam. That's incredible and almost impossible. All right, I'll stop talking. I wish you the best. You will have success. Work hard, spend hours and study and do well on this test. And you will. You will.